Welcome back to the 2017 Canadian Under-25 Championships. I'm Jake Shuknick, joined again by Terry O'Neill. How are you doing, Terry?
I'm doing great. This is going to be a good game here, but this is just the first end starting out. Lucas draws within 6 inches, and Cameron draws a side toucher. If this is any indication what this game is going to be like, we're in for a great contest.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these guys drew unbelievably in the semifinals. It was incredible to watch.
This could be a very good... I can get it, this will. This could be a very good drawing game, but both of these guys know how to fire as well. And in the bronze medal match, Robbie Law against Brandon Watson, I would expect that game to be a pretty good game as well.
These guys are quick on the mat.
Mm-hmm. Pretty tight head. Oh, good ball there from Cam.
This is crazy. Wow, there's 5 bowls.
Yeah, this is a very tight head for the very first end.
But
These
you
guys
can't
have
tell
been
over the 5 bowls there.
these guys have been rearing to go since the semifinal ended, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Eager. He doesn't like this one. He pushed it.
You know,
Most of these guys get along together too. I mean,
mm-hmm.
they respect each other's play, and
I was kind of expecting to see some practice going on during that women's match, but nobody was throwing any practice bowls at all.
maybe they thought they weren't allowed to.
Well, that could be. They could have just not wanted to find out the
Cameron's
the
not
lines
afraid
for their
to
own
go
breed.
after the third shot. Try and draw it in there.
Luke is quick to give up too.
Kicked in and away they go. So, 2-0 for Cameron LeFresne to start the game.
Cam's from Nova Scotia, Luke's from Ontario. And in the bronze medal match, Carter Watson's from Saskatchewan and Rob Law is from Manitoba. It's good to see some provincial diversity.
Good start for Cameron. The short jack, we got a little adjustment here. Can't make out the sound.
She said it, well, the wind will affect it, but she's saying one voice she can hear better than the other, but she has everything cranked up as high as she can get it.
Okay.
We'll see if it cranks the audio then. Hopefully that's a little better.
Cameron draw the shot. Looks like he's holding 3 at this time. This is up and after it.
a little bit short, but that'll be good for
Just
third shot.
Cameron's going to stick with the backhand. See if he can push his own on or draw in.
Draw around there
Nice
for
draw
three.
for. Looks like 3 at this point.
Luke's got a pretty good option there on his backhand, though. Just needs to push his bowl or grab the jack on his way through. Definitely wouldn't want to be short on that.
His last attempt just slid by. Just going to make that little adjustment. Can't tell if he likes it or he doesn't. He thinks it's close. Just comes by.
So that'll be 3 for Cam to make it a quick 5-0 start. Cal Bichard is the marker. We were talking before this game started how Cam likes to play a medium length jack, so he was always throwing it short, so that way when his opponent did get the jack, they'd be
Playing right
into his trap.
That's so he says. I don't. I've never seen him play the short jacks that he's playing. He says he's played short all the time. He doesn't play this short. I've seen him play 1,000,000 times. Seems to be working so far.
Yeah, seems to be working for him. It got him to the final.
Make another little camera adjustment here. So Lucas draws a nice ball about 5-6 inches in front of the jack. Cameron's going to try and push on him.
Very close.
Slides by.
That's a beautiful bull. Luke is hot on his heels, trying to draw in there. Not quite, but it could be useful later.
Cameron's coming to lay another one down the gap. Just a touch.
Oh, what a bull from Cam.
That is the shot.
He must really be feeling it. Some fantastic bowling.
Just got a bad rub there. He split his bowls.
It opens things up now, though. If you're Cam, you're probably looking to maybe move the jack a little bit.
Yeah. Cameron come down and touch it.
Definitely don't want to leave it like that for when Luke gets to the mat. Cam's a little wide there. That's not what I was expecting.
Lucas doesn't have anything back, so he can't really be too aggressive at us.
Unless he tries to get the...
Lay on the face of the shot ball. If he were to flop to his left, might be able to squeeze his...
He's playing relatively aggressive into this.
He is very aggressive at it.
And that is almost good enough for
Almost.
shots. Not quite.
Almost got the slide.
I believe that's going to be 1 for Cam. They're going to try to wedge it.
Okay, gonna measure. Cameron picked up the jack, so I say he got the one. It's up 6-0 to start. Pencil.
As always, reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter at BCB Bowls on Twitter, at BCB Official on Facebook. Cam is still electing to go with that relatively short
Yeah,
jack.
he's just been milking the heck out of it. And he's been pretty successful.
Has he ever?
Lucas runs into him.
That's an interesting question from Barb Westlake. Doesn't Priscilla get to compete next year as the defending champion at the World Youth Championships? I don't think the defending champ gets an auto entry. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think that's the case. Usually how it happens, a lot of countries will select their players rather than have a playdown. Canada's actually one of the only countries to have a playdown or a tournament to determine the champion, but most countries select their players to go, and so they tend to select obviously a defending champion. But I could be totally wrong on that. I would have to go over the conditions of entry for the event. I haven't pored over those in quite some time. I could be wrong on that. For all I know, maybe the defending champion does have an automatic spot. Unfortunately, I don't have those with me. I can't look that up quickly.
I don't know if I've ever heard any reference to it in any of the material. Cameron draws in for a second shot.
Great bowl there. And Luke found a friend there. That certainly helped.
That was enough to get him shot, or... Yep.
That gets him on the board.
Get that first point is always important, you know. Opting for something a little deeper. Gotta be quick to watch these guys coming off the mat, I'll tell you that.
These guys don't mess around. And next door, it's a similar score. Rob Law's up 6-0. Big thanks to Jackie Foster for taking pictures of finalists. She's been pretty active on Twitter. Appreciate it. Seems like Cam really knows how to put pressure on with his first bowl. And I think Luke is struggling with his weight here. green out yet, despite that first end, which was incredibly tight.
Yeah, it's not a bad green, but it does have its quirks.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that Cameron. Even for a left-hander, it hangs on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Cam is a lefty, Luke is a righty, so we'll see if that really has any sort of effect in this game for what lines they can take.
Cameron hated that so much he went back to his backhand.
We'll see if we can find the holes through
Try
Luke's
and
bowls.
slide underneath, which was not a bad choice since he got
That's a pretty good bowl.
the shot or second.
Luke was in Gold Coast earlier this year for the World Youth Championships. He was there with Rob Law for the Canadian men. Very close, just through.
Just turns away on him there.
This is a big opportunity for Cam. If he can draw third, he could get up to a 9-1 lead. I've seen this many times before with Cam this week. When he's determined, he can get off to a very hot start, but it's closing games here and there that sometimes people really know how to dig in.
He came in underneath the other way. Oh, it's just a hair short.
Yeah, a little bit short.
So he get his two. They can put him in the lead 8-1.
Big thanks to all our partners and sponsors, the Government of Canada through Sport Canada, Coaching Association of Canada, Kukri, our official clothing supplier, MVP Sports, longtime support of the junior program, Henry Lang and Irene Forster, who also support the junior program, and lawnbowlingmanager.com, one-stop shop for club management tool. Contact Bonali for a free demo. That wind.
Blowing that hand out again.
Yeah. As the wind keeps going, that hand keeps hanging.
A little tighter.
I'm surprised that Cam's playing that hand. Because when we were going the other direction, he played it once, saw that it hung out, and went right back to the hand that wasn't hanging, but coming this way. He's trying to figure it out.
Well, there's a nice...
Good ball there from Luke.
Going away from the clubhouse, there's a spot that it hangs. Coming this way, it's a tighter line. So it's like the green is torqued, twisted, as opposed to
a consistent hill.
Consistently,
yeah.
One thing on one side. Cameron drew a nice second shot.
And Luke is hard after it to put in two.
Oh yeah.
And look at that flop against the bias.
Yep. Cameron with his last. Open little turn. He's eyeing it.
Could be close. Could be close.
Oh, he pinned it on the blue one. touched it but pinned it on the blue. I don't know if he's down 1 or 2.
Big opportunity here for Luke to try to get back into this game if he can score multiple. Next door, Robbie Love with the red bowls is on the jack, and he's up 6-1 in the game over Brandon Watson with white bowls. Luke has a very unique delivery. I don't think I've ever seen anyone throw it quite the way he does. Yeah.
Too quick on that hand. He's thinking, he's indicating 1.
Cam's looking and seeing if he can even give him another. Willing to measure, and Luke says, "No, don't worry about it." That's interesting. If Cam was ready to measure that, it must have been close, but Luke was just content with 1. Three of the 4 finalists playing right now have already been to Broad Beach to play in the World Youth Championships at some point. Rob and Luke were earlier this year, and Cam was a couple years ago, I believe.
Now this is exactly what Cameron said. This is where he plays.
This is the length that Cam likes?
This is what he said.
This is what he said, that's right. So we'll see if this is in fact a trap that Cam's already laid out, as Luke is well past the head.
He didn't like it. I don't know why he didn't like it. Because it's on the jack.
Luke doesn't like this one either. That is narrow and short, and I bet he wants that back.
There's like a V there in the green. One hole, so the other one dives across. So getting it is perfect. Is just it's virtually impossible at that depth.
Cam's coming up well short on this. This is a very loose head.
Lucas is so ticked he dumped his hat.
And it might have worked. That's a pretty good bowl there.
Getting down to business.
Shot drawn.
Cameron's a little wider.
Just crash it on Luke short. That's going to tighten that line up quite a bit. Just inside. That's a pretty good draw there from Luke.
Cameron's thinking of what to do here. He doesn't have anything at the back. He's coming back end.
Looking to play just through, I think.
Just
trying to reach.
maybe come off the edge of his own. Through the hole. Wow.
That's a great shot. That's a great shot. One for Cam LeFresne. Making it 9-2.
Was a saver.
Yeah, I don't know how great either of these players are at their conversion shots using their fourth bowl, because they haven't really had to use it that often throughout this tournament. They've been such deadly draw players that they haven't had to rely on using that fourth bowl. And I think Cam is still trying to figure out this hand here. His line might have been okay.
It draws deeper. And you can, if you play it tight, it'll hold, because it's fighting against the other side, which is a downhill, right?
Mm-hmm. And that's a good answer there from Cam. That'll be shot.
You get the right weight, and you're good.
Mm-hmm. And Luke just kisses the jack on his way through. If he flops over, that's probably shot. Luke's coming up a little bit short there. Needs another foot. And Cam is just outside. I think he was looking for the jack there.
He's playing the forehand. He's Phil's trying to bump that up or take the orange out.
Yeah, he's playing some weight here.
Yep.
Looking to get the orange. Got her.
Pick the orange out.
Beautiful shot.
I'll give you 2.
That'll make it 9-4. As they kick in the bulls quickly. Next door at 7-1, Robbie Losdell. Luke's trying to stretch it out all the way here.
It could be out of bounds.
Yeah, Kyle's calling right away.
It is out of bounds.
See, part of the issue with
Now
that
just tells you.
is the mat was still left.
Oh, it hangs
left
on
down.
that side.
Yeah, that too.
If the jack goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
Of course, I could throw that out of bounds. Easy.
Part of the issue with that was that the mat was still at the 2-meter mark, so Luke was trying to play off center so the jack wouldn't roll over the mat.
Exactly. Oh, Cameron puts it down.
Right back.
Short again where he likes it.
Right back where he wants it. And Luke could be close here. That looks like really good weight.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's a pretty good opening bowl.
It's the side that seems a little bit more dependable.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one they've gone to for sure.
Cam being the hometown hero here, I guess. He's got his sister and both his parents watching, as well as both his grandparents are here as well, so this could be quite the ordeal, whether he wins or loses, whether he'll be applauded or teased about for the next few weeks. Cam didn't like this bowl right away. Right out of his hand, he was shaking his head.
Push.
But I'm not sure what's not to like about that. That's a pretty good bowl.
I always hate it when he doesn't like them because I know he's going to be close. See that? You think you're trying to believe that it'll come there, and it
just doesn't want to. It's just fighting it the whole way.
Doesn't want to. He's got a good spot now. He's a little something in the back.
Well, this is tough for Luke here, though, because you'd think you could draw that off, but it doesn't want to. And so what do you play here?
Doesn't like the look of it.
Still going to see if he can draw that off, I think.
He's trying that.
Prove me wrong, that looks a little spicy.
Backhand.
Inside.
Cuts if you come too close. It's a real
Fine line.
tough.
I'm not sure how Cam's not suffocating out there wearing all black and pants.
It's not much to him, so.
Ah, beautiful bowl there. Clutch last bowl. That's at least two.
Is it 3 or 2?
At least 2. It's almost like these two boys are having a race to see who can be the first one off the green. Next door, Robbie Law's up 11-1, and Cam's about to be up 11-4.
He's looking at it.
Yeah, 2.
Oh, Cameron wants 3.
Luke's gonna make a measure.
Yeah, Luke's going to make a measure for us.
No, that's close. That's
It
close.
is. Cameron's got a pretty good eye.
He does. He does.
It's like that Steve Bezanson. He says, "Oh, I'm not sure." You know, he's got this point then. See?
One of those type of guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. So if him and Cam ever teamed up, between Cam shaking his head when he doesn't like a bowl and it ends up being shot, and then between Steve saying I'm not sure, and it definitely is.
You can't win. Negative's a positive.
Yep. Yeah. Grass is green, the sky is blue.
It is fighting it to get back to center all the way there.
Like that's almost perfect weight. Just doesn't want to come back. As I'm sure you can hear at home, it's getting very blustery here. Hopefully the wind will die down for the rest of this game. 2 great weighted bowls there, but not quite the lines.
This one's better.
Luke's just inside.
Just
That's
inside.
probably shot. They're surrounding it. That must just be in a really tricky spot to get the perfect line to. Cam's chasing this down. He must be close. Must be close. One
It's a
shot
favorable
Cam.
rub.
Yeah. Luke's looking to just push him out or get the inside row himself and just through. But look at the weight for all of those bowls.
Just fantastic.
And looking next door, this is eerily similar of when Robbie played Owen Kirby in the last round of the round robin. Rob was on a mission. Ended up beating Owen 21-1, and right now he's up 14-1 over Carter. Or Brandon, sorry.
think it's still just one for
One for Cam there.
Cameron there. One on the side.
Luke switching hands here. Looking for a bit of a trail, I think. Looking for the jack. He's close. Ho ho.
Oh,
That didn't help his cause.
it did not help his cause. He turned the blue one out.
That could be a couple now. That's a very good head though. I have no idea how many that was.
One.
Just one? Wow.
Just one.
It's a 13-4.
Luke is going for a wash and break.
Probably,
Cameron's gonna roll Jack.
probably gonna
He is.
dunk his head in water in the bathroom, I think. I know Luke sometimes goes in to try to shake things up.
He is short is what he is.
Cam's walking down to take a look. And saying it's short. Yep. Big thanks to Lena and Anne-Marie and the rest of the organizing committee for making this event fantastic. Been here for 7 days and it's gone off pretty well, I would say. Lots of volunteers, club members. It's been great to be here. It's my first time to Nova Scotia and I look forward to coming back here.
We look forward to having you. Your parents been here before?
No, I think this is the first time they've been out to the East Coast as well. They've been out to Vancouver, I guess, is Vancouver, Manitoba, and Edmonton. But
You've been stuck. You haven't seen much of the town.
well, on the Forza Lang Pairs Day, we went up to see Peggy Cove.
Peggy's Cove.
Peggy's Cove, yeah. So we did a little bit of sightseeing that day, but didn't get to do a whole lot.
Everybody goes to Peggy's Cove.
It was busy. It was busy.
They have good food in there. Clam chowder, fish chowder.
Yeah, and it was quite good.
Falling asleep at the switch here.
Luke kisses off the Cam to come in.
Shot.
Thought it was a trap earlier. Cam came away, or Luca played well, but Cam ended up getting the last point. So it looked like Luke outbowled him on this length. And now that Luke had the jack again here, he's stretched it out and
very unfortunate for Lucas there. Pushed Cameron into the in for a shot.
I definitely wouldn't say that Cam is outbowling Luke at this length. So I would have to say that he might not be used to this length now after playing short so many times.
Yeah. Just down the one.
Luke's looking for the jack and he got it. Don't think that helped his cause much though. He's still probably down one from the looks of things.
Don't know if he got the shot as that though. Hard to tell.
Cam's looking to draw around. He's definitely out there.
Nice weight.
Around his front and
Nice
right on in.
weight.
Watch it come in. Beautiful. And
Good
flop
shot.
right behind. Luke's coming down to take a look at that.
Excuse me.
13-4 right now. I think Luke's going to have to be careful with what he does here. If he is down 2 or 3, you definitely don't want to be giving up a big end here. And I think maybe throwing a drive. I'm not sure what to do.
He's just not seeing a way he can get away with this.
He's throwing a little bit of weight.
A little bit of a move up the
Yeah, right around.
middle, but she goes through. Now, whether it's 1, it is 2.
2 is what Cam is saying. They're kicking him in.
2,
So
Cameron indicated.
makes it
Disagreed.
15-4.
15-4.
They've only been playing for 42 minutes. This is a much quicker game. I don't think Cal realizes the mat is down behind him.
Oh, I think he's got sunstruck. Sorry.
And he turns around now. He's going to go and take it off. I think someone might have missed. Sort of waved at him. Luke's coming up short here.
Yeah.
And Cam's Justin rubbing in off his first to lie for 2. Do you get nervous before the big finals? You?
No. No, no, I don't. Nervous at the first game and the second game. Get me to the start line of the finish line, and I'm good. Yeah.
After the semifinals, these guys had to sit around and wait and watch the women's final. So, curious how their nerves were playing there, just sitting there waiting to play.
Yeah, they were eager to get on.
Luke is just struggling to find the right line and the right weight.
Well, that line is so tough on that side. Cameron's moving around on the mat a little bit to try and get it. He moved over to the right-hand side of the mat to see if he could get a better
Angle.
draw line into the center.
Well, that makes it a pretty
They
big
got
target
nice
now.
rub there, although it sets up a bit of a target for.
He's asking if he's 4 down, and I think he is. Cal's only saying 3.
He's indicating. He'd really like to let one rip, I'm sure.
That is an interesting hand to play. I would have played the other hand for sure. Use that wall. But prove me wrong. He got shot out of it.
That worked for him. That was a tough shot. And an important one, too.
Yeah, that was crucial. 4th bowl execution. 15-5 in this game. Next door, 15-3 for Robbie Law. This is good practice for the Manitoban before the outdoor singles. September 4 to 9 at his home club Norwood, as well as Dakota.
Good starter for Lucas.
It's a good pull there. He is stretching it out whenever he gets the jack to try to get Cam out of that groove with the short ends. And it appears to be working a little bit. That's a pretty good bowl there.
Very nice.
2 blue.
Cam will be up with this one, I bet you.
Oh, that's a great answer from Cam.
Just a killer draw.
Luke wants to know how far in front Cal answers with less than a foot. One of the local club members here, Corey Boudreau's at home and watching it on his big screen as well. Looks like that seems to be the trend here. Everybody's hooking it up to their TVs and watching from home.
It's always better when you blow it up.
Tough shot here for Luke. Like he's
Just
driving.
throw a little weight here.
Yep. Missed it all. That might have been a frustration shot.
Oh, he's only down one in the head.
Big shot here for Cam to see if he can stretch that lead a little more.
Pushes Lucas's second shot, and he'll be.
A double kiss. I'm not sure if that got him too. Luke's saying it's just one. And Cam yields just one for Mr. LeFresne.
One. $16.5.
Any tips for how to get out of a funk like this when you're down 16-5?
Well, I think you gotta try and change the lines somehow. You gotta, like even if you pull the mat to a really short length or to really long length, just something to, at least for the one end. Even if you lose the end, maybe that'll throw the person off a little bit because they're not being allowed to throw that same draw that they're just like Cameron's been doing, just bang, 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 bang. And he's just making these minute
Beauty bowl.
changes, adjustments, and Lucas is trying to follow him on this hand, and it's just, if you don't have dead weight, it's almost impossible.
Mm-hmm.
You could bite your opponent, I suppose, but it's frowned upon.
Yeah, probably frowned upon.
Except for in boxing.
Well, I think you would probably be the first bowler to ever do that if you do end up biting your opponent. I can't say I've ever heard of that happening before.
It happens quite a bit in Transylvania leagues, but
I'm sure we could name the rule after you if you're the first to do it. Say it's the Terry O'Neill no biting rule.
No biting rule. There are people in the world that sharpen their teeth, for that very purpose. Cameron's having second thoughts here now.
Yeah, he is really having second thoughts about this.
He's going back
Thinking one, thinking the other.
Backhand.
Now, when you're contemplating that much, most of the time when you can't make up your mind, your bowl is absolutely garbage. That's not a terrible shot for Cam.
No, not bad at all. He's getting that line. He moved over on the mat. He came over.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's a left-hander, so it probably brings him to the center.
Yeah, yeah. Luke is watching this. It's just not coming in. That'll be good for second shot, I think.
Yep. One to Cameron.
And this game is now within reach.
17-5. Brandon's making a little shake there. He's up to 5 points.
16-5 on that rink. Still lots to come this summer. We've got the majors out in Victoria from August 13 to 19. Senior triples in Peterborough, Ontario from August 24 to 30. Outdoor singles in Winnipeg, Manitoba from September 4 to 9. Mixed pairs in Pointe Claire, Quebec from September 14 to 19. And then the indoor singles from October 29 to November 4. So still plenty of action left this summer.
Got all those dates memorized.
Yeah, I've been working with the host long enough that I had it ingrained in my brain probably back in February. Cam's coming up just a shade short there. And Luke is well around. Cam's found the port, found the jack, and just crashed onto Luke's.
The good graces of the back bowls.
Luke's hard after it, just outside.
He's still got a chance with his last to drag that jack back a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And that could be a big opportunity. If I'm Cam, I'm thinking I'm probably got to get something back there.
This is Cameron's last delivery on the end. A little more weight coming up the middle.
Just crashed on his.
That changes anything for what Lucas wants to play.
Yeah, I don't think that changes much. Any jack movement, and it's pretty favorable for Luke. I think he's made up his mind pretty quick about what he wants to do.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to move that jack back.
He's playing awfully careful here, though. I don't think he's even there. Nope. So he'll take the 1. Make it 17-6. I think he's going to stretch this right out T to T, I would think. And this time he's not going to care if he hits the mat or not.
Why is throwing that a little hard? Looks good. Great start.
It's a beautiful opening bowl. It's not easy to draw close when you're playing T to T. Especially after spending the entire game playing relatively short ends. I think he upped his weight a little bit on this one. Just through. And I think Cam is quite inside on that. I know it holds up, but it's not going to hold up that much.
At that depth, it'll draw the center.
Needed a fair bit more weight on that. But it's not in Luke's eyes. He'll just draw around it, I believe. If he was there.
But Cameron's going to play the same hand.
Wick here, kiss there, not quite. This is a pretty sporadic head, as Luke stretched it out. Next door, Robbie Law's up 17-5. Do you practice many drills of going from super short to super long?
Oh, yeah. Yep. You run the same drills at both depths.
Mm-hmm.
Short, hide the jack, or mat through, or 2 mats through, or draw the rail. And you do the same thing at the long ones, forehand, backhand.
Mm-hmm.
Let's throw at this one a little bit.
It's worth a lot. He's playing some controlled weight into it.
Catches the blue, or he gets the jack, he's got the back.
Got the
There
blue?
you go. Look it up.
That's likely a couple. Did they agree to 2?
I think he said 2, yep.
Yeah. 19-6 then. Now it's getting dangerous anytime that Cam's lying a pocket of 3 or a pocket of 2. Cam's coming up quite narrow on that, but his weight's not too bad. Left Luke a bit of an opportunity here to draw one closer. And Luke's coming up quite short.
Yes. I think he's just coming up out of his delivery a little bit.
Just a little bit too quick out of the delivery.
It's pulling up short on him.
Yeah, it is crucial to stay down when you're delivering your bowl. Really follow through. Yeah, he is.
That one, he stayed down a little bit more. Got more of his body behind it. And thus, the weight was good.
Yeah, one more reason why it's ever so crucial to have a coach, because that's something they might notice and be able to tell you.
Right away.
Something you're not going to notice yourself. I know one thing that Daryl's been working with several athletes on is critiquing their delivery. So they'll be using, I don't know, their phone or whatnot to videotape while they deliver, and then they send it to Daryl, and he'll give them some opinions. You know, you're doing this, you're not doing that.
Yep.
This is a little bit extra.
So Lucas made that correction from his first short one.
Mm-hmm.
The last two, he was down, he was through. And sometimes you know that. Sometimes you don't even know you're doing it. You know, you just.
Mm-hmm. That tends to be the case with your delivery. A lot of times you don't know what you're doing. You don't notice it until you actually see it, and then you're thinking, "Holy smokes! Can't believe I do that."
Yep.
Rob Law is up 20-5. And Luke is lying one in the head, looking to draw another here. Could be close.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that's a beautiful bowl. I don't know if that was 2 or 3. That was 3 for Luke. Makes it 19-9. Luke's now bringing the mat up a little bit. See if he can find something that Cam just can't get to. He's pretty good at throwing that jack though, lengthwise.
Not too shabby. A nice start.
Yeah, that's a great opening bowl there from Luke. I think he's finally found a bit of a groove to get into. And Cam is just around, back to the tee. Luke's looking to add a second one here, and he's not a mile away. Just in behind. That's a pretty good second bowl. Cam is just a bit wide. Right about now is when I'm wondering what Cam's thinking about. Because I've seen several times this week when he gets to 19, things start to go downhill. And that's almost completely a psychological thing.
Well, he kind of framed this one. Oh, here it comes.
Here comes some heat.
Comes the rocket.
Got her. Great hit.
side out, and he'll be counting 1.
Yeah, back to the tee. He'll be lying 1. Ron Cameron and Cal Bouchard are playing a little bit of catch.
Oh! Jesus. He's sunstroke. Respot.
Respot on the tee.
Got it in his hand.
Now, that bowl that Cam threw, was that the toucher? Must have been.
Must have been.
At which point, that should still be live in the ditch, technically.
Yeah, he was inside, wasn't he?
He
Inside
was
the
right on the
marker?
he was right on the boundary marker. So unless he was actually out, that should be a live bowl. But I don't think it's in the count right now, anyway. So it likely won't matter unless Cam were to try to drive that back into the ditch. Is a little quick, a little spicy. Grab the jack with him though. Beautiful shot.
Yes, so. I wonder if Cameron can see that.
That's gonna be a tough shot to draw off. Corey Boudreau watching from home said
Throwing
great drive
away
by
again.
Cameron. We'll see if we can watch another. Drive 1 was good. What's drive 2 like? Nothing. Hit the 2 dead smack though.
One time.
Luke's up to 1910 now. Sorry, Cam is up 1910. But Luke finally cracked double digits. Next door, Brandon is just clinging along there. It's 20-7 for Rob Law.
Longer jack.
Which has been serving Luke well. He's counted the past couple ends by playing long.
Comes in nice at that depth.
Cam's back to playing that little more reliable hand. And just came up for a shot there, just inside Luke's. Not terrible weight. Foot or two short.
Get your shot.
Corey Boudreau's commenting on Cam's drive, saying he sure can send it up in a hurry, can't he? Hashtag another bester. Cam does have a pretty wicked drive, but once you see Ryan's in action, though. I remember one year playing in the district.
Lucas got the side of 2 balls up there and it still went in through on him.
I remember a few years, well, more than a few years ago, growing up, I guess, playing district playdowns in Ontario. It was our family against the Bester clan, and this was back when Ryan was still in Ontario at the time. And before the game, Bob Bester would go and look at the ditches and, see what the ditch boards were like. And at one point, Ryan threw a drive, and Bob didn't even need to move. He just stood behind the ditch board, watched. Once it hit the lip, just popped straight up in the air, 6 feet. Bob stuck his hand out and caught it. And it's sort of something I would assume he had to do quite a bit whenever they played, would go check out the ditch boards to see where it's going to hop. All the way down, Luke's calling for it, and he's right on the jack. Great bowl there.
Great ball.
I guess the tournament in Niagara Falls got rained out after 2 games. Chris Stadnick's watching it at the club there. Chris, who are you cheering for? Your senior squad teammate Cam or your provincial rep Luke?
Cameron's close.
Well, he's in the neighborhood, all right. Just through.
One for Lucas.
Another one for Luke. He's clawing his way back into this. It's 19-11 now.
19-11.
Right back up to where he had the mat before, and he's going to have to wait for Cal to go down to move the mat so he can throw the jack. And I think Rob Law just won the...
picks himself up a bronze medal.
Yeah, just won the bronze. Final score for that game was 21-7. Rob Law over Brandon Watson. And Luke is just through the head there. Not missing the jack by much on his way through. Cam's got a nice bowl here. That'll be shot.
Sweet.
You said that coming this way when you play a bit longer, the draw is there on this hand. Tends to go straight for a bit, but then the draw line is eventually there. Great shot there from Luke as he found it. Very diplomatic answer there, Chris. He said both players are awesome, but Cam's going to be tough to beat here. That's an excellent bowl. Luke is looking to get just inside, and he's coming up a bit short. Needs another 3 feet on that, 2 feet on that.
Camera's changed hands.
Looking for some protection, or are you looking to grab the jack?
He grabs the
Ooh.
jack.
Touched it, but it stuck on Luke's bowl. I can't tell who shot from here. Both players look at it. It must be close. Well, Luke definitely needs another one in the head, though. If that blue bowl goes, Cam's sitting game. Luke's in the neighborhood here. Can he wiggle his way through? No, he crashed on a short one. Cam's really getting down to luck. Do you think he'll be looking to push that blue ball out?
Oh, I would think so. Or onto his own, onto the blue.
He might just be drawing around trying to grab the jack on his way through too. Don't think he likes it.
A little wide.
A little bit wide. Well, Luke likes himself for one. One blue. Makes it 19-12. The winner here will be Canada's representative at the 2018 World Youth Championships, along with Kara Webster. She won the women's final. And that'll take place, I believe, in the end of February. It's bumped up a little bit in the timeline because the Commonwealth Games will be happening in March, April time there. I think Cam's been playing his backhand going this way and his forehand the other way to make it sort of like that clock rotation going around. Great shot there from Luke. Cam is just through. Do the shadows start to bug you when they come out? Does that play any effect on you?
No, not really. Maybe perhaps reading the head. You know, you get a long shadow on one way or the other.
Cam's close here. Very close. Just through.
Just by.
Just 2 inches too heavy.
Lucas has got shot with one ball to come from each of them. Wider line.
Yeah, I think he was looking to get a back ball there, just in case Cam wants to fire at it. That's not a bad idea.
Now, would Cameron just play? I wonder, just play the draw, or fire on this backhand and try and get the blue one out.
He's definitely playing some weight, just some controlled weight into that. Got the jack.
The jack.
Jack dead.
Get the back.
Luke gets one.
So he's one down.
Makes it 19-13.
Want to get the jack.
Yeah, I think he was just looking for the ball there.
Trying to get the ball. Lucas is sticking in there. He's having much better, playing more confidence.
Well, once he's got
making
that,
more shots.
once he got the mat, and he could put it at that length that he wants here. That.
There's a lot to be said for first in, right?
Beautiful day here in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia for the last day of the Under 25 Championships.
Smells like someone's barbecuing.
Easily could be. Easily could be. It's a little bit shorter than what he's been throwing it before.
Nice start.
I think Luke's finally figured out this this hand coming this way.
Yeah, it works this length.
Chris Stadnick's asking for the pace of the green today. What do you think it is?
Just give me a minute here and I'll tell you.
Great shot there from Cam. Great bowl.
12 seconds.
12 seconds.
You can set your watch on this.
Yeah, the artificial here probably hasn't changed too much in pace throughout the week. I know there was that that torrential downpour there the other day, but things have been pretty consistent. Interesting question, Corey Boudreau. He's asking if we'll be streaming the medal presentation. Well, for one thing, the mics aren't going to reach that far, so you're not going to be able to hear anything. Great shot from Luke. He's really putting the pressure on here now. But for another, I need to get these things packed up quickly so I can shift them out to Victoria right away, as we will be streaming the majors in less than 7 days, I guess. 7 days from today, next Monday. So I need to get all this stuff bundled up real quick and ready to go out the door through FedEx ASAP, so it's unlikely that we'll be streaming the medal presentations, Corey. Sorry about that.
Pretty tight little head there.
That is a very tight head. If I'm Luke, I'm probably just throwing in a back bowl right now. Cover that tee, because you know that Cam's going to fire at that.
Surprised Cameron didn't fire at it.
With his last one?
His last bowl.
Well, if he just gets contact on Luke's front one, that's going to squirt to the back where Cam might lie one. Just to the back corner there.
Yeah.
And that's still...
He's covering it back.
That's still probably the shot to play, I think, is to just make a little bit of contact there and pop the jack back. Not more than a foot or two.
You know, move it 5 inches or so and he's got that receiver there.
Mm-hmm. Just need to make contact. He's winding up to fire.
Yeah, he is firing.
More confident in the drive, I suppose. Took out his own.
Ooh.
That'll give 3 to Luke, I think.
Yeah, this is 3.
Makes it 19-16.
We got a hockey game.
We got ourselves a game here. Noticed this several times this week where Cam gets off to a hot start but then gets stuck on 19 or 20. But in those games, even though the other player came back, he still managed to squeak out the win. We'll see if he can get those final 2 points before Luke gets 5.
Yep. Deepish.
Kyle just dropped a napkin or something on the green there. Hopefully that doesn't come into play. Luke got a toucher on his way by.
Bowl's a little, Jack's a little bit off center after that touches.
That's a great opening ball there from Cam.
One to just return.
Wonderful shot.
Pretty nice.
Luke's sort of pushing that one on, trying to make sure it gets there.
A little anxious.
Mm-hmm. Just not quite.
Just a hair underneath.
Daryl saying, "Wowzers, what a game," and Corey Boudreau saying, "Time for Cameron to settle down and bring it home." Hashtag Nova Scotia proud. I'm sure there are many Nova Scotians here cheering him on. And Luke, what a shot. What a beautiful ball.
He's out there. He's still playing that other hand. Thinks he can come over there.
Seeing if it'll draw around. I don't know if that's coming back in time.
Yep, something back. Play the spot.
I wouldn't be surprised if Cam throws a drive to try to pick that ball there, because I think he might have second. One ball left to come from each. Are you just drawing the head here, Luke? Do you think?
Who, Cameron?
Luke here, do you think he's trying to draw?
Oh yeah, he's just playing down there. If he he's get over in his path. I don't know what Cameron wants to do here. He doesn't have second shot either, right?
I can't tell from here, I'm not sure.
He's been playing that forehand.
Mm-hmm.
That's where he got to the cover. No, he's come to the other hand. He's going to go right at it.
Just a nice little bit of controlled weight here.
Try and get at the shot.
Oh,
Just
crashed on
falls
his
off
front.
the side.
Luke's looking to see if that's two now. He thinks it is. Cam is just gonna say take out one, I want to measure this. Luke's willing to help. And yes or no? Don't know if that was one or two.
Looks like two.
Yeah.
19, 18.
Best of three here now. If Cam can get two or Luke can get three, this could be over any end for the next maximum of what, 4 ends, 5 ends?
A little deeper.
Luke is looking to put some pressure on with his first bowl. That's a pretty good opening bowl. Cam is just in behind. The momentum really swung, and you can see who's playing with confidence right now. Luke is just all over it.
Big time confident.
Great shots there, but
Wow.
that opens it up a bit.
That did open it up a bit. Cameron, you can see Cameron's eyes grow.
Mm-hmm. After that, he's licking his chops saying, look at this. Oh, just through the port.
Just touched it. See if Lucas can cover this up or get in behind it.
I think he's coming in short there on the right. That's making a bigger target. Cam was quick on the mat to say, let me at that. That looks juicy.
Same one again.
Not dropping in time. Just hanging around.
Now, what does Lucas
Yeah, this.
3 in the front. He's got to go back.
But how far back though? Do you try to get best back? Because then Cam can still trail that for the game.
Tough decision.
This is a tough
Or
decision
play
here.
to get on top of it, or cover it, or change it. Or he's taking a deep breath. Lays it down. Because he's sitting game right now.
Uh-oh.
He's going back.
Good thing he found a friend there, but... So Barb Westlake reached out to Dave Allen, editor of Inside Bowls. Just found out there is no automatic entry except in the World Cup. So I guess at the World Cup you get an automatic entry, but not for the World Youth Championships. For the defending champ.
He's driving.
Mm-hmm. He's liking it.
Got the jack.
Got the rebound, or the jack's
Where's
dead.
the toucher? Did the toucher go in the ditch?
I believe so. Luke's taking it out. No, putting it back. But if the jack goes to the tee, then it's one for Cam, I believe.
There wasn't a toucher in the ditch.
It didn't matter.
It wasn't close enough.
It wasn't close enough.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was that.
So one for Cam gets him
Oh, it.
one step closer. That was a great drive.
Yeah, back to the short.
Back to the short we
versions, I
go.
suppose.
But it's been many ends since we played this last. So I'm curious how their weight will be after playing, I don't know how many ends in a row there that they played Luke's length.
Will be interesting to see, but this is. I think this is Cameron's natural length. So that's why he likes to play it the whole time. It's
And
a
that's
pretty natural length for him.
That's a pretty good opening bowl there. I think he just let out a huge sigh of relief after finally counting one. He was stuck on 19 for ages. Well, Luke, what an answer. And Daryl is just all over Twitter saying, OMG, what a game. And this has been a doozy. I'm glad we're recording it so they'll be able to watch this later. Cam. Good response. Luke's inside on this one.
Across.
Yeah, he cut across there. When you miss that line by a little bit, it just takes off.
Cameron's playing that side.
I'm not sure why
Trying
Cam
to
switched
back.
hands there. Oh, he's looking for a back bull.
Because he knows there could be weight coming. I mean, he's
That's
sitting on 20.
that's a
He's
smart.
probably one and two, isn't he?
What's that?
He's sitting 1 and 2.
Luke is urging this on, but I don't think that's going to do it.
It's cutting on him again.
Yeah, it cuts.
The tendency is, you know it hangs. The tendency is you're thinking more inside, and then all of a sudden,
It cuts on you.
yeah, you've cut off that little bit. So
What do you do if you're Cam here right now? Do you just look to get another back bull?
Cameron,
Yeah.
just a medium back, I think.
I think you might be looking to split up Luke's over there on the side.
Push him up, but just a medium back, or just in back, so that if he kills the two of them,
Mm-hmm. That's a good shot there. Luke's already on the mat and driving at this. That's
away.
interesting.
All 3 balls.
oh, right to the gap.
He was hoping for all
Doesn't
three.
get to all 3.
That's the game.
That's brother love there.
Yeah. So Cam LeFresne has won the under 25 championships, 21-18.
21-18 for Cameron Friends, the 25 champion.
Well, that's it for us here. We'll be streaming again in a week or so out in Victoria, BC. Thanks for commentating with me, Terry.
My pleasure. Thanks. Hope everybody enjoyed it.